Tonight with somewhat surprising news for local homeowners that despite the economic downturn and sky-high inflation, the number of home foreclosures in our area is level or even slightly lower than past years.
Our Brian Burns spoke with experts to find out why.
Well, Rudy, Leslie, even in Texas, last year's foreclosure rate was up 87% from the year before, according to one realty data company. One local realtor tells us the Coastal Bend is in a very unique position.
The cost of living in Houston, for example, compared to Corpus. And, you know, the dollar gets stretched out so much farther in Corpus because the cost of living is still very low here.
Longtime realtor Christ Montalvo says our low foreclosure rates have stayed relatively low for the past decade. He had a stack on his desk that numbered between 60 and 70, but a decade ago that number was closer to 400 or 500. Montalvo says no one wants to see a house in foreclosure if they can avoid it.
They'll take care of their finances prior to, and it usually doesn't get to that point of actually foreclosure.
According to Adam, a real estate data company, foreclosures nationwide increased 45% last year from the year before. Even in Texas, the number increased by 87%. But by comparison, foreclosures in New York were up 268%, Georgia 237%, and California up 132%. Local mortgage banker Claudia Mostagasi says at the start of the pandemic, the federal government stepped in.
They were not allowing the banks to foreclose on people due to COVID. So then that kind of like a slowdown there. And then plus, then you had all the very low interest rates. So people that actually bought houses or refinanced houses in those years, you know, they're on comfortable payments.
She says people here are not trying to cash in like the rest of Texas.
We didn't see what happened in other cities, like per se, you know, like people actually like overbuying and going over pricing like $100,000, $150,000 in Austin, Dallas, Houston. Like here it was very minimized. And I think that we're more like level up with that.
According to another real estate industry analyzer, Norada Real Estate Investments, the housing market is still relatively stable and there are relief programs available to help any struggling homeowners. Leslie, Rudy?
All right, Brian, thank you.